welcome everybody. I hope you're having a nice Saturday. It's actually looking really hot outside for me. I'm Alex with the Sandbox, if you're just joining us for the first time. And we are going to take a look at the Sandbox Game Maker, as we do every stream. You can always check out our previous videos. And let's go ahead and get the giveaway going. So you do need to be in twitch.tv/thesandboxgame. And I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the chat if you would like to join. And welcome everybody in the chat. Hi Clankers. Hi Daniel. Thank you for coming back. And I didn't think about this. We got a couple news items to cover before I get too carried away. The $5,000 land prize was won. Somebody figured out the puzzle. I don't really have details on that yet. I'm not sure who won. But it was claimed. So that is over and done with, but no worries. There will be more contests and prizes in the future. And of course, on stream here, we've got 48 viewers right now. If we get up to 100, we always give away a land plot. So definitely share that stream link, and that will raise the chances of us giving away a land here. And I'm just pulling up the Sandbox Twitter account to show who the contest winners were for the design contest. Hi, Chosen Champ. Welcome back. So let's see here. What do we got? There we are. Let's see. Contest winners were announced. Here we go. So Chimbastian won first place with Malakar the Pirate. Kind of like it's got like a hammerhead helmet thing going on here. This makes me think of the Zoras in Legend of Zelda. And then we've got Sisyphe's Juggling Pirate. Awesome work on the animation there. Balancing on a barrel and juggling. And then this crazy boat. Who was this? I missed the name. Crad Super Soldier made this massive boat. So this is very, very large. So hopefully we'll get a chance to check that out in the Game Maker sometime. So let's go back to our Fantasy Grassland level. That we haven't worked on this in a while. It's been a few weeks since we visited Wizzy and his pet cat who's been turned into a squirrel. So what would we like to do with this today? I'm thinking we can probably finish making the squirrel quest. I know that there were some issues that we had to correct before we could do that. And is the giveaway not working? Oh, I never clicked the start button. I'm sorry, guys. I just noticed that the display wasn't working. There we go. So if you tried putting it in before, there you go, Clankers. Add that in there. I think I distracted myself and I forgot to click the button. That happens sometimes. I'm running on a little less caffeine than usual this morning, so I will try not to fall asleep at the wheel here. So, we've got Wizzy, and when we were working on this before, we had decided that this squirrel was his pet cat, who has, I guess, been transmorgified into a squirrel here. And so the issue that we were running into is that we made him a pickable component, which is fine. But if he's a ground herbivore, he can still run around. So when we'd pick him up, he would kind of run out of our arms. And we were still technically carrying him, and he would move around the way we moved around, but he was also moving with his own motion. So he would just get like further and further away from us as we were doing stuff. So I think for the sake of quest building, we're going to make him a message broadcaster, so that way he can trigger his quest. So we're just going to call his message cat. And we need a much smaller broadcast range. One might be too small, but we can revisit that. Broadcast only on, we want false, so that way it will keep going on and off. Delay between broadcast, we'll do 0.5. Okay. So, I think that will do the trick for our conversation here. Now we do need to change the way he talks to us, because it's always kind of silly when somebody says something and then you do the quest and they still say the same thing. Let's see. So if we have let's see, wait for message cat. I don't think we can do multiple speaker components. So this is kind of a limitation of the current conversation tree. Yeah, we can't do multiple conversations. So let's think about how we could say this. Hi, Mockway Man. Welcome back. Let's see. So if we have, we want him to say, either say something at the beginning or not say anything at all. So we want it to change from one state to the other. So we could either have him say, "Where's my cat?" and we find the cat and we bring it to him, or he could say nothing, and when we bring him the cat, then he like thanks us for it. So having him thank us would be a lot easier, because if he's just waiting for that message, he would say thank you when he receives that message, and we can go ahead and play that. Run over, get the cat, the squirrel cat. Hi, John. Hi, Dr. Dent. Greetings, somebody from Korea. I'm sorry I don't read Korean, but welcome. So that should be setting him off, saying that. Maybe it doesn't work. I can double check what the settings are, or it could just be that the scroll is too close. And I think that might actually be what the cause is, because he's got that 1 meter radius, so I make that a little bit bigger. Let's set that to a 2. Let me just double check the settings here. We don't need health. We do want the pickable. Clanker says, can there be a trigger to destroy him and then spawn a new one with a different speech? So yes, we can destroy and respawn him, but when we do that, we can't add a conversational element to it yet. So the spawning's very limited right now. All you can do is set the default behavior, and you can't tweak the settings on it. So we can't add things like components and stuff like that. So if we wanted to destroy and respawn him to like not say anything at all, we could do that. But I don't really want to do that, because it's going to make it look like it killed him. It's going to play his death animation if we destroy him. And it'll look strange in the context. So I do have an idea of how we can sort of we'll trigger another object to disable what he's saying. We'll see if it works. So let's go down, text display, thank you, wait for message, cat, look at player, auto hide delay. Okay, so that all looks good. And let's go back here, make sure that I spelled that right. Same capitalization, cat, everyone in range, broadcast range 2. Okay. We'll do that. So now there should be a 1 second delay, just in case the removal of the message. I don't think removing the message will disable the speech bubble. So let's see. Hey, there we go. So it says thank you, and yeah, it pulses because the scroll is saying it over and over again. So we can do a 2-step trigger for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the scroll trigger something that only goes off once. So the squirrel's message keeps on going on, off, because it's got that broadcast only on set to false. So this means that it's like somebody flipping the switch on and off constantly, as opposed to it flipping only once. But if we flip it only once, it happens at the beginning of the game. It doesn't happen again unless we wait for a message broadcast. So if we tell it to wait, then we can say, what do we call it? Fire. We're calling it fire just because it's going to be at the fire there. So when it gets the fire trigger, it'll broadcast on. It's only going to happen the one time. And that's all we need for that. Sorry. And then we are going to set this to a message broadcaster. And we're going to have it trigger, it's going to broadcast the message fire to kind of announce itself in another 2 meter range. And we're going to take health off because we don't need that. And it's going to delay every 0.5 seconds. So it should be fairly instantaneous when you bring the cat there. And that's all we need from that. So, hi, Lon Kruger. Welcome back. Good to see familiar names. So, let's grab the squirrel cat. Take it over here. And now it just displays that. And it'll have the normal fade away. So, it's a 5-second delay. So, he's not going to say it again if we come back. It doesn't turn on and off constantly. So that's one solution. The other solution, let's see, if we want him to say something, or to not say anything and then say it eventually, he can... I'm not sure if that'll work at all. It's kind of difficult. So there's not like negative branches in logic right now. So it's kind of hard to undo things. You can only like start things going. It's more difficult to stop things from going without deleting them. Hi, Necrobomicon. It's all right. We just got started. Thank you, Lon Kruger. So yeah, if we have, it's all right. My wife's sneaking in real quickly. So if we have, if we've got the message displayed already, I don't think there's a way that we can disable it really, because we'll try duplicating this guy, because I do have an idea. If he's receiving a message to say that and then that message is removed, it might go away, but I can't promise that'll work. So we're gonna try it though. So we've got speaker component. We are going to wait for message. We'll just call it on. So there should be something constantly telling it to keep that on. The thing that I'm seeing possibly would be that the message is going to pulse. Yeah, clankers, we could have other items saying the message. We could even position them. Like, we could even have multiple WYSIs here, and it would display the message in the same position. So yeah, let's do that. Let's duplicate him. And we're going to put him in the exact same spot. So they're lined up. Oh. Oh, because this one's got rotation on him, that's why. Although I guess the rotation doesn't matter. Hi, BDJ Sync. Hi, Systime. Welcome. So we got 180, 180. We're going to line them up on the grid. And we're going to set a different behavior for this one. So we've got our, this is our victory state, basically. That was a really good idea, Clankers. And that makes things a lot easier than what I was trying to think of doing. So we are going to have him ask for the cat, and we are going to have him detect entity and detect avatar. We don't have to worry about him facing us. We are going to say, can you find my cat? And I guess part of the quest will be figuring out that his cat is actually a squirrel. And we are going to set that detection range down to something more reasonable. And so the kill message on him should be the cat message, I believe. So we might have like a slight overlapping of things here. We could set the trigger off further back over here, but let's at least, let's proof of concept to make sure that it works. So the kill message on him is going to be cat. So when the cat comes near, it's going to set it off. Hi, Snakebox. Hello, Hiro Mio. All right, so we've got the cat kill message, death delay. We don't want any delay on that. We're not going to display the life bar. And that should be it. Okay, so the last thing is that he's going to be hidden. So when we walk up to him, we've got that invisible person saying that. When we bring it over, it keeps on saying it. Oh, because because the fire only gets set off once. So I think that was it. He does have to be lined up from the start. So let's leave him visible this time. And we will see we'll be able to visibly see if it works, and we can change the visibility on him later. All right, so let's try that again. So right now they're totally synchronized because their animation started at the same point. So we probably don't even have to make him invisible, except for the fact that he's gonna die. And we bring him over. Maybe a little bit closer. Come on. What's going on here? That should be close enough. Something strange is going on, because he's not saying the other message either. Did I accidentally remove what he was supposed to say? There's "Can you find my cat?" There's "Thank you." Waits for message cat. Cat gets set off. It worked before. Cat gets set off by fire. So fire goes and sets off. Yeah, it should be setting it off. Delay between broadcast. Broadcast only on is off. So that's constantly firing the fire message. Cat's waiting for fire. Sets to true. Everybody in range. I mean, I guess it's possible that the range was not big enough. I guess, because if he's up here, so the range goes out as a sphere. So if he was right here, a 2 might have not quite made it all the way to his origin. So maybe the range was just a little bit too small. I felt like I put him pretty close, though. And we don't want him to have health bars, and we do want the "Thank you" guy to be invincible. So, well, actually, this guy, we don't need any health on him at all, because he's going to stay there. Okay. So he should be working. I think maybe it was just a range issue. Morning, Gatto. Good to see ya. So let's go and get that cat. We take him back. And good. Okay, so that did work. It was just the range. The range was just a little bit too small. I didn't put him quite close enough. So now if we make this guy invisible, I don't think we should see when he dies. And that will let us trigger the event. So we go back. And it worked. I'm sorry to see you go, Lon Kruger. Well, at least you got to see us successfully completing the cat quest. So now we can go and do all the stuff in the middle that'll fill out this as a story. So that is working. So the difficulty that we have here is that for whatever strange reason, invisibility turns off when we restart the game. Okay, Lon. Well, yeah, definitely come back and join us when you get a chance. So we have, we just have to remember to set this guy to be invisible at the beginning. That will hopefully be something that gets fixed in the future. I guess, actually, we could, instead of setting his behavior as none, we can set him as a message broadcaster and have there's no message to broadcast. And set him to visible false. and that should do the trick now, because we don't have to have him as an NPC because he's not walking around at all or doing anything. So we bring him back, and that works. Just put him over the sacrificial fire. Hi, Arc Jojo. What are the current limitations to imagination that the game has? That's an interesting question. I mean, there's certain technical limitations. You know, this is still an alpha. We're not even in beta yet, so there's a lot of features that haven't been implemented yet. So we are going to encounter technical limitations, things that we can't do. But what we're doing right now is we're figuring out how to do something despite the limitations. Roast squirrel. Yeah, I was thinking maybe right over the fire is not the best place to put the squirrel. We could put it like maybe on the table or something. Put a little sign that says squirrel goes here or something. Hi, Arthur. Welcome. So yeah, there's limitations in, you know, it's more of a limitation of like what your imagination can like stretch something to do. Because we can do a lot with this. We just have to figure out how we're going to do it. The main limitation. So I was actually just talking to somebody about this the other day. The limitation that that I've encountered is that there's no multi-variable input to trigger something. So that like wait for message option that we have to set off an event, you can't have like 3 things all come together to set off that one event. But what you can do is you can have multiple doors in a stack. So you could say you wanted 3 keys to unlock a door. You can't have one door that's unlocked by 3 keys all at once without having each of those keys individually unlock the door. But what you can do is have a series of 3 doors in a hallway and have each one of them unlock progressively. So when you think about things that way, you can create more of that same variety. You just have to separate it out. We're not sacrificing cats. He loves his cat, squirrel. You know, we could have this fireplace like transform the squirrel into a cat. I don't think I have any cats in my library though. Hey, Jim Bastion. We were just a few minutes ago we were congratulating you on winning the competition. Sus Time says you learned the cat squirrel. So yeah, the wizard at some point transformed his cat into a squirrel. So speaking of cats, let's see if we can find a cat. And I've got cattails, and that's it. So there are some cats on the marketplace, but we just don't have any right now. Hey, no problem. We're still here for another hour, so let's see. So we've got our quest working, close enough to working. What else do we want to do with this? We can keep building the city. We can create some obstacles to the quest. What would you guys like to see become of this land since we're building this collectively? I don't think we have any king models yet, but we could start building more of a keep section. So we can take our wall down. Yep. Yeah, we're definitely going to do a fantasy kingdom type here. So Do we want to build a castle? Something that changed the cat into a squirrel. Well, so it's already a squirrel. So we would want to change the squirrel back into a cat, I think. Right? Arc Jojo says, what about some water structures like a dock or something? That's a good idea, because right now we've just got our recycling bin going back and forth to the island. So we can extend maybe a little village outside the castle. Hi, Diego. Welcome. Space castle. All right. Well, we'll need to get some space assets for that. What have we got for... I don't think I have too much in the way of sci-fi stuff. I do have, this. It doesn't quite work right yet. I need to make some corrections to it, and for some reason the animation just stops abruptly. So we've got our little solar city here. This is like a miniature. It's huge, but it's a miniature. You can see they've got little police force, a little service crew, what is that? Maintenance and medical. And then each one of these is a house. You can see it right side up this way. Little house with little cars. And it's like a little solar colony. It's supposed to just like orbit the sun. This acts as a shade for nighttime. So yeah, it doesn't work though. I thought I fixed it and I re-uploaded it, and it's better than it was before. But for whatever reason, the animation just stops before it even completes the first time. So actually it would face this way towards the sun. Like that. So, yeah, we could put that up in the sky. Be way up there. We'll put it way up at position 128. And we'll move it over there. So we've got a solar colony observing our fantasy kingdom here. Way up there in the sky. Kerbal Space Program 2 is coming out this year. Oh, wow. I still haven't played the first one. It looks really interesting, and it seems like the kind of thing that I would spend a lot of time on. And I haven't gotten around to picking it up. You want a house on this ship? Thank you. Yeah, you can see it turns, and then it just gives up. All of those are supposed to spin around, at least one complete rotation. So, let's see. So we can do a throne room, and we can do a dock. So let's put in a dock. We gotta change this. I know we really loved our trash can boat, but it's actually kind of hard to jump on. So we're going to do wooden fence. And that works much better as a boat because you can't fall off of it quite so easily. And we need some sort of dock surface. And this is bothering me over here. We're going to fix this sand. So let's pull up a sand block. Cave with a dragon in it. We can definitely do that. We've got dragons. So let's put some sand down here. And carve that back to where it belongs. And take that out. So now the shoreline doesn't look quite so goofy. Perfect. Sometimes we get that little shadow glitch there. We can fix it pretty easily. Hi, Mr. I recognize your profile picture, actually. Mr. I don't know how to say what your screen name is, but I know your I know your real name from your Creator Fund application. So I know somebody should have emailed you. So I hope you got that message. We're just fixing the mud here to be sandy for a nicer beach look. And then we can start building out our village along with a little dock and put in a throne room. All right. So this board goes -17. So how about we set that to -12 and move it 5 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be the right distance. We can test that real quick. Make sure we get all the way there. And oh, not quite. 2 more. 1, 2. Oh, because they're half increments. That's probably why. All right, now I think there's some sort of dock object, right? Oh, because I'm on blocks. No wonder I'm not seeing anything. Maybe a pier? Nope. Let's scroll down through and see what we can find. So, hi, VoxEdit. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Let's see. I know there's some sort of pier. Yes, a paint tool would be great. Paint tool would make things a lot easier. All right, so we got bridge segment. That would look pretty good. I think there's one that's more specific for what we're looking for. But I'm having a hard time remembering if it actually exists or not. Let's see. I think maybe it was just constructed out of other parts. If you open up the oh, what's it called? The Enchanted Forest template, or I don't remember what the name of the template is, but there's one that has a dock built in it already, and I'm pretty sure it's just using like these bridge segments or something. So we'll use that. And we'll put it right here. And we need some supporting beams for it. What are we doing here today? We are building a little dock for our boat. And we just completed the squirrel quest, so it's actually functioning correctly. The wizard will ask you to find his cat, which has been transformed into a squirrel. And you can go and get it, and he will thank you for the quest. Let's see. What am I looking for here? Is it a pole? I think that'll work. Or we can do something a little nicer out of stone. There's some stone columns. The one with the arches is like the one in Harry Potter. Oh, which one are you talking about? Oh, I think this was what I was looking for. Arches. These ones? I think that's a little bit fancy for our village dock, though. But we can put some of these buildings here and make a village. Modular dock from Necrobomicon, which I don't think that's already in my inventory. That's on the marketplace, right? I don't see that. Something I would like to do in the future, as more of all of you have the option to, we won't be able to do this quite yet because it'll take a lot of time, but something that is being worked on is a live sync feature for the marketplace. So as you add things from the marketplace, it'll pop right into your inventory. It's not a finished feature yet, so we can't do it. But once that's done, what we can do is in the chat, any of you who have stuff uploaded to the marketplace that's published, you can share the link and I'll be able to open it up and add it to my inventory, and we can have fun with that. But that's still probably a few months out before we'd be able to do something like that. So just keep that in mind for the future, that I do want to see more of what you guys make in the Game Maker. So that'll be something fun that we can do. What was I looking for? I was looking... I got distracted from what I was trying to find. Pillars. These are too big. Wood pillars. These are what I was looking for. All right, so now we can set up some of these. So we'll just put them... We're going to build this on land and then move it into place. So we're just going to click in the corners to place the pillars as accurately as possible. Then we can make some minor adjustments. Those look pretty good. All right, now we can select the whole thing, move it out. And right there. And now we can move it down just a little bit. And then we can select all four of these and move them down till these ones touch the bottom, like that. Actually, I think they'll need to be, we'll move this down a little bit more. And somehow that got way off center. I don't know what I clicked there. There we go. All right, so now we've got our little dock. Ta-da! Wait for me. All right, and I think we can put a little step here. That way if you fall off, you can get right back on. Actually, we're gonna make that all sandy. Like that. All right. And we'll add a torch for good measure. It's the middle of the day, but I like the way it looks. Put it right on the side. That actually looks like a fire hazard. We'll do it like that. There we go. Now you can find your way back. All right, so we've got a little dock going on. We can actually put some crates around it. We'll do some boxes. We've got a couple here. For the thriving shipping industry that is this pond. And, oh, yeah, that reminded me, actually, of some news that we didn't talk about this morning. They made an announcement on how transportation is going to work from land to land, which is exciting stuff. People have been asking for a very long time for more details on that, and it's finally been revealed. So how transportation is going to work from land to land is... landowners will, or developers, whoever's in control of the map, will be able to set a spawn point. So there will be a specific spot on your map. We can do some barrels. I don't think we have barrels of fish, but we do have barrels. You can set a spawn point on your map that will be where everybody starts when they enter your game. So you can control climbable ladder is much better than the stairs. I don't like the look of the stairs, so we're gonna go with a climbable ladder. That's a good one. So you start a spawn point. Which ladder do we use though? This one looks better. You set a spawn point. I need to quit interrupting myself. And anybody who enters your land is going to start at that spawn point. Then, when people leave your land, they can go to adjacent lands. So you can go north, south, east, west. You can open up the border for people to leave through that. And when they leave from your land on the side, they will go to the spawn point of the adjacent land. So you can hop from land to land using the designated spawn points, so that way you don't have people just kind of jumping in anywhere on your land and messing up the experience. They'll come in from a specific side, or they'll start at a specific point, and they can leave a specific side to go to the next one. So that will kind of control the flow of traffic. And then the other aspect, there's going to be portals as kind of like a accelerated subway system, if you will. So there will be hotspots where people can jump to, and that will let them spread across. It'll let people spread across the whole map faster, and will give an advantage to the people who got land next to those portal points. So if you check out, I think it was published to Medium. If you check out the Sandbox Medium, there's an article on that. So let's see. We'll place that like that. Joey says Sandbox is the Gmod too, right? Not quite. I mean, in a way, yeah, you can goof around with it like you would in Gmod. It's like Gmod meets Second Life, I guess you could call it, because it's more the ability to like own property and like collaborate with people is more like Second Life. But the actual like the level of interaction and what you can do with things is more kind of like Gmod, I guess. Clanker says the gates to the next plot of land sound great. Yep, they it took a long time to get to that answer, but I think they did a really good job with that decision. Like levels, stages, or waves. Did I miss? I think I might have missed the first thing you said, or maybe you were replying to something I said. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, Chosen. Thank you, Necrobomicon. Necrobomicon shared the link in the chat there. I guess you only see that if you're on Twitch. So, put on some non-copyrighted beach music. Yeah, I haven't really decided what we're going to do about music. Eventually, music is going to be part of the Game Maker in a more detailed way than it is right now. So I've kind of been waiting for that to happen. But maybe I'll try to find some tunes. The issues, I don't want to bog down my computer with another thing running when sometimes some of the games that we make are just a little bit much for me to stream and play at the same time. So if we can play them in the Game Maker, that makes it a lot better. So let's make this climbable. And that is done. So our dock here is ready. I guess having it on sand is a little irresponsible. So let's actually make that stone. Oop. Make it brick. Like that. Ta-da. All right. So that's a good little dock. We can put a path to, let's do a stone path. And we're actually we'll make it a little, a little uneven. So we'll have like a middle. And then we'll do little breaks in it. Like that. The moving platform could give off the sound of waves. I don't know if I add in, I would have to download a sound effect because I don't have it ready yet. So I did find out it should display, if I try it, I would have to select an object. If you were watching last stream, was it last stream? I don't remember if it was on Wednesday or if it was Saturday last week. I did figure out how to fix the sound. I had to re-download the wave files of the sound effects, which is why they're all staticky. The file was like slightly corrupted or something. So they sound a lot better now. And okay, good. It does still display. So you can just drop any wave file into your assets folder, your asset cache, and it'll show up in here. And you can put sound effects in your game now, and it'll work. That won't help anybody else who's playing your game. So it's really just for your own testing purposes right now, because it does have to be synchronized. So everybody has access to these 4 sounds. Anything else that you put in there is only going to be for you, for your own gameplay, until we set up sound effects in the marketplace. So let me remove that. Arc Jojo, is there no gravel to put for the path? Yeah, we can do gravel. Well, I think it's not called gravel. Oh, it is called gravel. It's called fire gravel. So there's that, and then there's another. I feel like there's another one. Pebbles. Do something more like that. And we can do some outside too. And this will just give a more like uneven feel to the whole thing. You can put some in the middle. There's going to be more blocks. You know, right now there's only so many. And we can make new blocks too, just like we made Wizzy over here. We made him right on stream. We can make new blocks too. Probably wouldn't be as interesting to make a block on stream because that's a lot of, I mean, if we were doing like really long form streaming and you were watching me for like 4 hours, you know, we could do something more like that. But it's, making blocks is kind of technical in that there's like a lot of back and forth and give and take to make sure that the repeat looks okay. So I don't know that it would be that super interesting to watch me make blocks. So let's put some small houses here. Is there a door on the outside? No, it's just that. I guess we could lower it. No, people aren't that short. This would be like a good merchant's house. Whoop. There we go. You know, actually, I kind of like having the porch out in front. Put it out like that. We don't really need that board of wood in the back. We'll just attach it to the wall. But we'll move it on the corner. And we'll add some more sand. All right. A couple more houses maybe. So I feel like having a tall house like this right outside the wall is a bad decision from a practical point of view. Oh, there we go. We put these next to each other, and then it looks like they just have like a little patio. We just make it all one house. Like that. There we go. It could be a little bit further back. Ta-da. Okay. Looks like we've got, somebody spamming here. I don't even know what that means. We need more sand in name. We'll, get rid of those real quick from the chat. No idea what that was. Get rid of all those. Good grief, there's a lot of them. I don't even know what that means. So, yeah, that was strange. It's funny, Restream is just like, congratulations, you got 100 messages on chat. Like, yeah, the last, like, 15 of them were all spam. But whatever. What were we doing before that? That was very distracting. Let's see. We can add some more houses. So let's, this one would be cool. Right on the port. We'll flip that around. Yeah, usually I would expect spam to be something like offensive or scammy, but that didn't even make sense. Give download link. Really? More? Give download link. Well, I can't give the download link. You have to be whitelisted. So, I guess that's a sign of popularity. Well, JJ, it doesn't work that way. You only get one application, so. Whoa. And please, yeah. No, definitely not giving a download link when somebody's spamming like that. So you get nothing. So let's, I guess that's like a sign of success if somebody starts thinking you're big enough to spam like that. That's cool, I guess. Annoying, but cool. And let's rotate it a little bit more. There we go. So I think I should be able to walk right under this building. I think you can go. Yep, cool. Like it. And we'll do a little bit more of the gravel. We don't want to overuse that bridge asset, so I'm just going to put it away. Oh, I thought I was selected on pebbles. There we go. And we'll do the stone block. So technically, I mean, there's the other block type, which would match these better. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that. The other block type would match these better, but I actually kind of like the contrast. Axie Infinity users. Huh. Yeah, I mean it's just kind of the way things are with spam and stuff. It's unfortunate. ArcJudger says, I really love beach dock scenes when it comes to video games. You'll be taking your time and vibing to the music. Yeah. I do. I don't know if you've seen the movie. Oh, good grief. What was the movie called? Tintin. There was the Tintin cartoon, and they had a huge sequence where they were like rolling through a city, and it was supposed to be like I don't know, like Barcelona or something. It was just like this huge sandy port city, and they're going like through all these roads and crashing through houses, and it was crazy. Oh, why don't you go away? We Are Love, the Sandbox game. At least, like, get your grammar right. It's so obvious. On the PS4, yeah, I don't think this is coming to consoles anytime soon, because of how much of a user-generated content thing this is and involved with blockchain stuff. I suppose it's possible, especially with stuff like, was it called In Dreams or whatever? As those things come out, it's there's been more stuff like that. I guess we could add music to this. Let me see if I don't know how much range the music will get. So let's do play sound component. Yeah, so it only goes up to a 20 range. So I guess that'll cover all of our port area. And we can have it play the relaxing music. Play on start. So, oh, you don't have desktop audio on. 1 second. So the issue with the music in the game right now is that it's Doppler affected. So you get big distortions as you move the camera around. So it's not really that pleasant to like walk around. And then it gets quiet really fast. We're not even that far away from it. It was actually kind of funny underwater. So the music has been there for a little bit, for at least like a month or two, but I haven't been using it because the sounds were all corrupted. So it would start playing that song, and then I'd hear a really loud static. So it's actually like it's a nice, pleasant song, but with the Doppler effect moving the audio like from left to right in stereo and distorting the frequencies, it's kind of like unnerving. Yeah, the client behavior would be nice to do like vines and stuff, and to not get stuck on top of it. What? I think if we move it down, it won't be so big of a deal. I don't know how soon that's going to be updated, if it's going to be updated. I agree that would be a very cool way to have it, to do kind of like that Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario World where you're climbing on the fences and stuff. It would be nice to have that, but I know that I asked about that before, and it was, at least for now, it's staying the same. So I wish you could climb up these ladders, though. I'm not sure why you can't. I think the bounding box is like too big or something. So let's we've got our port started, and we can definitely do more with this. But let's work on our throne room a little bit. So we want, I think this area here should be the throne room area, and I switched blocks over. It would be cool to sneak into the castle. We can still do something like that. We just won't be able to do the sideways climb. So we're going to put this block here. So we'll use this as the floor, and we'll use this as the walls. Although I guess having vines inside the walls is kind of like a sign of disrepair. So we will do a double layer. Like that. And let's see. I can't do it right now, but eventually we could do like a stained glass window kind of thing. Stained glass. I know how to talk. So let's go ahead. We'll put these in here. How much time do we got? We still got half an hour. Let's make some glass real quickly. It'll be easy. And where did my, there it is. So we're gonna have to knock all this down because that is not secure. And we're going to, I think we'll move this up. Oop, wrong button. Do that. And what's up with the size here? Oh, I went too small. So we're gonna make a bevel here, and we'll pull those out. And we're going to want the glass to be on the outside here. So let's save. And we're going to open up VoxEdit real quick. And yeah, I know, those are unpublished. We're going to launch VoxEdit. And we're going to make a glass texture real fast. And then you can kind of see the you can see the process here. So thank you, VoxEdit. I mean, I've been working in it a lot, so definitely you know, have that speed from there. But it's very similar to working in Magic of Voxel. There's fewer tools, but it's the same kind of modeling process. So I've been doing this sort of modeling for really like 2.5 years now. And then on top of that, I used to play Minecraft and stuff. So even though in Minecraft you don't have that ability to make large blocks, it's the same scale of construction of a character being 1 by 2 blocks. So we are going to make a new block file, and we're going to call it stained glass. All right. So let's go ahead and do one side, and I think I think we're going to do one side and then just do white for the other side. So that way we don't have multiple layers going on. Something I didn't consider is which direction these will be facing. I think if we just do two sides, that will accomplish what we need either way. Okay. So, let's see here. We can do, we'll do like a vine kind of thing. So let's turn on the grid so we can see what we're doing better. And we're going to do some green lines. So we'll do a gap of 4, gap of 4, 4. My math might not be any good here because I didn't actually do any math. Yeah, that's close enough. And we're going to add in a white that we, yep, we're going to do semi-transparent glass. So the white is going to flood in the rest of that, and that's a little bit blinding. So let's, we'll just turn that dark for now, so that way I can actually see what I'm doing without hurting my eyes. Is there a delay? I don't know how much of a delay there is. There shouldn't be too much of a delay. All right, so let's, we're going to move this darker, and I'm actually going to load the palette. Let's see. If I go to palettes, nope, none in there. Palettes. Which Sandbox palette is it? Biomes. That'll work. All right. So do that, and we'll do this. Whoop. And we're going to make this just little, like, little uneven wiggles. And this will give us kind of like a vine texture going up. And then we'll do like little roses on it. And I guess we need one here also. Loop it over. And which side are we on? Are we on the... There we go. Go and fill those out. And this will help us to loop it over the edge, so that way... actually, that doesn't even really matter because we're only doing it in 1 block increments, but it's fine. It'll work. Did my stream go down? I don't... Is it still working for everybody? Because I have no notice on my end that anything went down. I just saw Clankersh's message. Everything's up now? Because I got no messages on my end about a delay or anything. Okay. Thank you, Necrobomicon. Huh. That might have been... Okay, yeah, it seems like it's working for some people and not for others, so I'm guessing that's on the client end, because there's a little thing that'll pop up to say if I'm dropping frames or anything like that. And I didn't get any messages at all. So I do not know. VoxEdit does tend to like play kind of angry with streaming. It doesn't like it too much. Let's see. What if I do this little pink color, and then we'll do little flowers coming off. Okay, good. I'm glad everything's working now. Yeah, sometimes if it doesn't tell me anything, I have no idea until one of you guys says something in the chat. And we're just going to add a few little flowers here and there. And giveaway still seems to be working okay. Yep, I see Cynthia sends entries in, so giveaway. Yay, giveaway tool is working correctly today. And I think we'll have just enough time to get this stained glass window in before the end of stream. Hopefully it works right on the first try, because I have an idea, and we'll see how it works. Alrighty. That looks okay. I feel like there's a little gap here that could be... You could do a couple leaves also. By a couple, I mean a couple dozen. Let's not make it complicated. Let's just make it more complicated, is usually how I do things. So I'm thinking if there's no way for me to set transparent pixels to have like a glass. Hi, Cynthia. We are making a stained glass window for the castle that Wizzy's hovel is in front. So if you remember Wizzy from like weeks and weeks ago when we were working on that map, we did some more stuff with that today. And we are now adding in a nice little stained glass window to the castle. And I think we're pretty close to being done with this. I just kind of like back out for the full view. I think that looks good. So now what I can do is I can copy this to the back. Well, that didn't work. I wonder why that... Whoa, what? Excuse me? What does that mean? Let's save this. Export to desktop, and we'll call it roses. Hi, Eric. Welcome. Hi, CGSec. The next land sale, I do not know when that is going to be yet. It's going to be sometime in the next couple months, I believe. I do not have a specific day. It has not been announced. And we will just have to wait and see. So always keep an eye on Twitter for the Sandbox and Medium. And that also didn't work. What is going on? Well, I only really wanted it for one side anyway. I'm just not sure if it's going to be on the correct side. That's bizarre. Let's see. I don't want to have to recreate the whole thing. What happens if I put it on the left? It still doesn't work. Okay. So let's we'll just keep it on the one side and we will see what happens. I think it might be an issue with the palette, because I left I loaded in an older palette that was not the new corrected Sandbox palette, and hey, it changed all my greens. Why did it do that? That's so weird. VoxEdit, you're crazy. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the blocks, but we're going to set this this to 50% gray, or try. I don't know why it wouldn't do that. If your land is open for participation by users, can you still edit it? So you can only, to the best of my understanding, you will only be able to allow specific people to edit the land. So anybody could play, and you can give a certain amount of like interaction objects and a certain amount of like object destruction and block destruction, but that will only affect the instance of the game. So it's kind of like if you were to load up a map in what's a game with destructible terrain? So like Rainbow Six Siege, where you can like basically destroy the houses, not entirely, but you can like blast through a wall. You can have certain that instance of the gameplay, everybody sees the same destruction of the building, but the next time you load the map for a new match, everything's repaired back to where it was. Hi again, Eric. My name is Alex, and I'm staff with the Sandbox, and we are working on creating some Sandbox stuff. There we go. So we'll see how that works when we export it to the marketplace. So yes, correct. The destruction is not permanent. It's just in that instance. You might be able, I'm not entirely sure how it will work. You might be able to make more permanent destruction depending on how you run the instance. So somebody might, if it's like a multiplayer match and somebody like leaves and comes back, exactly how that will reset, I'm not sure how that's going to work. Multiplayer is actively being worked on. I just saw a demonstration of it the other day, and it's there's still a lot of stuff that has to be done to get that released. So we will know more about that in the future. All right, so let's make a new asset. It doesn't look that great on the marketplace, but I can't type. And we're going to set it to, yeah, 60, I guess. Halfway. And fantasy, or medieval. We'll call it medieval. And I'm not sure if this will be on the right side, but as you could see earlier, I was having issue with copying the blocks to the other side. So we will see what happens. And that should be all set. There's no save button like there was before. Let me just double check. Oh, yeah, it was right there. I skipped right past it. Okay. All right, so we are going to back out of all that. And yeah, the PNG there looks good, but... Hi, Eric. I see you there. All right, let's go back in. And we've got 6 minutes left, so crunch time. Let's get this window in place. Friends? You want to be friends? I'm pretty friendly. I'm not going to fly out to Hungary to meet you, though. I don't even have a passport anymore. Mine expired. Come on, let's go. Here we go. All right, so let's load in the stained glass window. And I don't know why the icon isn't working. And it's facing the wrong direction. I knew it. That glow doesn't look too great either. I get maybe there's no glow on transparency. But at least it's a start. So yeah, we'll have more features with I can't delete it. What? Well, that's strange. Okay. we're not going to save that. I think we're done for today. So stained glass window test did not pass. Oh well. We will try something different in the future. So what we could do that would work, sort of. It wouldn't have transparency to it. But if you just make a surface in VoxEdit, like a one thickness thin plane, that'll still have the collision on it. And you could do whatever decoration you wanted on the glass, and you can make it emissive. You just would leave empty spots for the clear, which, you know, wouldn't exactly look like stained glass. So there's other things that we could try. I mean, we could make it fully opaque and just have like the black metal tracing between the glass panes, and then have all the glass glowing, and that would give the right effect, I think. So we could try that next week. So failed experiment. We obviously need to do some more bug fixing on the blocks aspect of things. But anyway, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. So we're going to stop the giveaway, and the winner is CynthyCent. Is this like the third time you won or something like that? I don't remember. So I will contact you after. I will get that sand fountain NFT over to you. We have got next week on stream. You know, actually, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do on Wednesday, because I think we created all of the I believe we created all the traps that we were going to try to, because we did something that will dump you. We figured out launching doesn't work so well, but dumping works really well. Crushing spike walls, and rolling block traps, and swinging hammer obstacles. So I think that was everything that we were going to try to make for traps. So I'm not sure what we're going to do on Wednesday. I'll figure something out. We'll do something fun. So yeah, Wednesday will be 1 p.m. Eastern time, as usual. And then next Saturday, again, here at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we'll go back to Wizzy in the Castle and keep going from there. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Congratulations, CynthyCent. Congratulations, Chimbastion. I couldn't remember your name at first. If you're still here, congratulations on winning the design contest. Be sure in about a week, check out the forum for a new contest that'll be coming up. And boulder drop off pressure plate. Well, that was kind of what we did. Chosen Champ, were you here on Saturday? It was basically the same thing. So it's not literally a pressure plate because we don't have a way of calculating pressure on things. But if the way that I picked up the trophy, if you could set off the same trigger by using the same invisible block message broadcaster attached to the player that I used for the other traps. So both of those would work. But Chosen Champ, you can message me on Discord and talk about that more if you have more ideas that you want to see, because I would appreciate ideas for the next stream because I don't have one at the moment. So we'll figure something out for Wednesday. All right, so thank you everybody for watching. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy as always, and